Good morning and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh, ma'am. I am Rowena Yu Ado. Today I'm going to show to you my 5 respondents. And before that, the title of my report is all about the importance of understanding history. Number 1 respondent.
Good day everyone, my name is Narsha Medina. So this question is from Rowena Uado.
The first question is, what is the importance of understanding history?
Through history, we can learn how the past societies, system, ideologies, governments, culture, and technology were built, how they operate, and how they have changed.
Second question, how history is remembered?
History are remembered through past stories or old magazines and newspapers.
Third question, being a student, how will you understand the history?
History is the study of life in society, in the past and all its aspects in relation to present developments and future. Hope it is the story of a man in time and equality into the past based on evidence. Indeed, evidence is the raw material of history teaching and learning.
Fourth question is history itself provides understanding that you are Filipino?
We've learned, observe the beginning and development of our country. We've learned how to fight, defend ourselves, and protect our territory from colonizers.
And the last question, how will you measure about your understanding about history?
History is the knowledge of and study of the past. It is the story of the past and form a collective memory. History is the story of who we are and we are from and can potentially reveal where are headed.
Number 2 respondent.
So for me, I think it is important to have a understanding in history because studying history can help us to know how the past has shaped us today. History, it can tell us how we evolve now. And of course, it is important to have a understanding of history because history can help us to understand people and their social behavior. There are many reasons why history are remembered. However, I think the most important reason why history are remembered is because past recorded the significant achievement and greatest failures of ours. I think as a student, I can understand history by the way of just memorizing the facts of it, just only the facts of it, because history is full of name, dates, and places, and I think it's hard to understand and remember every part of it because there's a lot of things happen in the past, and I think I can remember it detailed. So just memorizing the facts of it, so I think I can understand and know how fast has shaped us everyone today. Yes, history provides me a lot of understanding why we called now a Filipino. Um, Studying history, I have learned a lot about the past, and history shows me the beginning of all and the beginning why we called now a Filipino people. And now I feel just so proud that I was born a Filipino, a pure Filipino. I feel like I'm so strong and brave person. I think I can measure my understanding about history by the way of remembering the history events and usefulness of history.
Number 3 respondent.
Hello each and everyone. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. So by the way, my name is Dato Anor Mirmlok. At the same time, I'm the respondent of Ado Rowena. So Ado Rowena have a 5 question for me that I will need to answer. What is the importance of understanding history? So for me, the importance of understanding history, it can allow us to observe and understand how people and society behave. So, number 2 question, how history are remembered? So, it's a very simple. History remembered through our past, all action, and thoughts by all individuals in all times and places. So, being a student, how will understand history? So, for me, being a student, history is the study of the past of our ancestor, which is Lumads and Moros. So, number 4 question. Its history itself provide understanding that you are a Filipino? Yes. So, history understanding the linkage between past and present is absolutely basic for a Filipino have not appeared out of the void but are themselves history being. So the last question, how will you measure about you understand history? So it's very simple for me. It's a simple to understand about history. You need to find many articles about the past for better understanding. So we have a 2K for better understanding history. So the one, interpretation, and then number 2 is multi-perspectivity using primary sources or secondary sources. So that's all. Thank you.
Number 4 respondent.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Dato Amir Muhammad Untung, one of the respondents of Miss Ado for her final requirements for this first semester, which is it's talk all about the history. So the first question is, what is the importance of understanding history? Through history, we can learn how past society system, ideologies, governments, cultures, and technologies were built, how they operated and how they have changed. The rich history of the world helps us to paint a detailed picture of where we stand today. So, the history can help us to look back for the past issues that are related to our current issues that we're experiencing right now. So the second question is, how history are remembered? So history are remembered through past stories or old magazines and newspapers. We can also remember history through the old photos and the paintings. We get to learn what was the image that portray about during those past events. The third question is, being a student, how will you understand the history? Like I've said for the question number 1, the rich history of the world helps us to paint a detailed picture of where we stand today. So therefore, it helps me a lot to understand, like for example, the history of the EDSA People Power Revolution. When I'm reading the article, it felt like I was there because I can imagine, I can picture it, how the Filipinos fight for their own freedom. Is history itself provides understanding that you are a Filipino? Well, of course, I can understand or recognize my own identity that I am a Filipino. Because one of the history of my family was born also here in our country, and they are also a Filipino. And the last question is, how will you measure about your understanding about history? History is the knowledge and a study of the past. It is the story of the past in a form of collective memory. History is the story of what we are or where we're from, and we can potentially reveal where we are headed. So that's all, and thank you.
Number 5 respondent.
Assalamualaikum and good day. I am by Marisman Adil. So, number 1 question is, what are the importance of understanding history? So, for me, through history, we can learn how past societies, systems, ideologies, government, cultures, and technologies were built, how they operated, and how they have changed. Number 2 question is, how history are remembered? So, primary sources arise from the period being studied, such as government, documents, private letters, newspaper, reports, diaries, eyewitness, contact, and so on. So number 3 question is, being a student, how will understand history? So for me, we need to listen and read historical stories with understanding. In history itself provides understanding that you are Filipino. Filipinos have been described as friendly, sensitive, easily offended, nosy, good-natured, happy, genius, easy to love, and fun-loving. So, last question is, how will you measure about your understanding about history? For me, once learning about different people and societies, it could help to see how they come to be. Understanding history can help one by knowing they are from and how they got where they are today. So, yun po. Thank you.
Once again, I am Rowena Uado. Thank you.